Behold the potato chip. Americans devour 1.2 billion pounds of the sliced spud every year, making this prodigious potato the most popular snack in the country. And while they were invented here, the terrific tuber was actually not created with the intent of making something tasty. How did we get that chafed chip, and how can you make those fabulous frites at home? That is what we are going to check out.
Ted here. While the British have their crisp, it is not the same thing as the potato chip. The chip predates the crisp, and the chip is not soaked in water for a long time before cooking like the crisp is. The British crisp, soaked in water, loses a good bit of its potato flavor, making it a good vector for different seasonings and allowing it to absorb much more oil. No, the story of the chip, though disputed in parts, goes back to Saratoga Springs, New York. Chef George Crumb worked in a fancy restaurant known for the fairly new invention of the French fry. One evening, railroad tycoon Cornelius Vanderbilt came to the restaurant fancying the famous fry. The first batch he sent back, saying the fries were too thick. The second batch he sent back, saying they weren't crispy enough. The creative Crumb, now cross, decided to slice a potato paper thin and fry the slices so crisp that no one could pick them up with a fork. To his surprise, the railroad regent loved them. Now the rub on the story is that Crumb's sister claimed to have invented the fried fingerling, but she was not a chef, and her brother had a reputation as a hothead who would punish clients who sent their food back, so the majority of the story sticks. The chip grew in popularity, but its near demise brought it to a resurrection of greater power. At the advent of World War II, the U.S. government declared potato chips a non-essential food and ordered their manufacture to cease. Incensed, the chip makers united, and under popular pressure, the War Production Board balked. The extra publicity sent the popularity skyrocketing.
Let's make some. Now, while you can use a food processor, especially if you have a nice adjustable blade like this, frankly, when you're trying to slice something paper thin, I prefer to use my trusty mandolin. I think it gives you just a little bit more control. So, here we go. So, voila, there you go. So what I've done here is I've put them in a bath of ice water, and the only reason to do that, it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to heat the oil up, and I use peanut oil, or if you really want a tasty treat, use some beef tallow. But take a look at, try to get these separated here, take a look at how thin these potato pieces are. And they'll turn brown on you really quickly, so this isn't to try to leach the starch out, this is just to keep them from going brown. And I also sliced in some onion, same thickness, to add a little bit of character to the flavor. They're going to cook at slightly different rates, but that's fine because frankly the consistency difference between the two I think adds to the dish. All right, I've heated up the oil now to 380 degrees, and what I'm going to do, I've emptied out the water and the ice from the potatoes, and I'm going to give a quick dusting here of some garlic powder. Again, mix the flavors. I'm going to toss this a little bit, and then we are going to start frying. Now, as these finish up, what I'm going to use is my spider here to pull them out, and I put them on a baking rack on a cookie sheet, and as I pull them out, I will sprinkle them then with a really nice quality sea salt to your taste. And we'll continue with that until they are all done. All right, they are all done. They've got a dusting of sea salt. I'm going to put them now in the oven at 150 degrees, and I'm just going to leave them there for 10 minutes. I'm a bit old school. I prefer to let the oil drain in this method instead of putting them on top of paper towels, because let's face it, the paper towels can sometimes stick to fried foods, and that's just kind of... So now, here are those incorrigible crisps. That is the good love. Icky. I hope that this has been fun and informative. For more fun videos, travel tips, and recipes, check out our website at www.historybytheplate.com. Oh, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It is fun and free. Happy cooking.